This power station from Bluetti is absolutely killing it, and here's why. I've been testing out the Bluetti Elite 200 V2 for the past 6 months. I've been using it during construction, I've been using it for van life, I've been using it for off-grid camping, and I've recently been using it for hunting quite a bit actually. And through testing it through all of these scenarios, I found a couple things that Bluetti could change to make it better, so make sure to stick around until the end of this video and we are gonna dive into those 2 points. First up is size. So this power station weighs 53.4 pounds and it's about 14 inches by 10 inches by 13 inches in size. So it is a bulky power station, but this model of power station is definitely more about the power and less about the portability. Now these stats are pretty similar when it comes to Bluetti's competitors. This power station has a 2073 watt hour battery and a 2600 watt inverter. Now this is where this power station really shines when compared to EcoFlow or Jackery. The cells in this battery are actually rated for 6,000 cycles at 80% DOD. This is going to outlast any other portable power station in its class. When it comes to the inverter inside this power station, it is about 94% efficient, which is absolutely insane. So if you are running something like an AC fridge in your camper van, this is going to be the perfect power station. Kaylee and I spent a ton of money on a 12-volt refrigerator by Dometic, and now looking back at it, we totally could have gone with an AC fridge for a fraction of the price and used something like this to power it. When it comes to charging this power station, you can plug it into your regular AC wall outlet and it'll charge at 1800 watts, which will charge this thing fully in just over an hour. Or you can hook it up to 1,000 watts of solar at a max amperage of 20 and up to 60 volts. Bluetti actually provides a double splitter cable here, so you can hook up multiple different types of arrays, which is very convenient. You can also dual charge this inverter using both an AC outlet and solar, and the Bluetti will actually prioritize solar, so it makes it a little bit more environmentally friendly. Of course, this power station has both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, so you can manage it from your phone wherever you might be. It also has a built-in UPS, which is an uninterrupted power supply. Super important if you live somewhere where you struggle from power outages all the time. You want to be able to stay online and make sure that all your valuable electronics stay protected, and this will definitely do that. This thing is also whisper quiet, even when you turn it into the turbo power charging mode. I recently tested the Bluetti 300 amp hour self-heating lithium iron phosphate battery, and it is such a great product. One of the things that everyone says about this power station is there is no expandability. Maybe you could use this as a backup. I've got a cable that actually goes into the DC port here. So let's see if this will actually charge up. 51 watts. I'm guessing that it'll slowly go up higher and higher, but let's see how high it'll go. All right, so we've gotten up to 106 watts. That is honestly not as good as I thought it was gonna be. Unfortunately, I thought it would be able to go up higher. It'll still work as kind of a trickle charge to expand this battery if that's something that you're interested in doing. There is definitely a better way to do this connection that might help speed up the charging with voltage loss through this wire, but it does actually work and it will trickle charge this up during the night, which is kind of cool to know. And to be honest, you could technically do this with a different battery as well. If you guys are in the market for a heated lithium battery, definitely check out this new one from Bluetti. They have 3 different models, I believe, but it's just a great product. It's been working out for me really well during the winter, especially with that heated feature. One of the features that is actually new to this power station as well is it actually includes low temp cutoff. If you try to charge this and the batteries are below 0 degrees Celsius, the BMS system will actually not allow it to charge, which will protect those batteries. Time to get into some of the points that I actually don't like about this power station, and I think Bluetti could change for some of their future models. Number 1 being a feature that actually heats the battery would be awesome. Now, this is not going to be for everyone. There is a couple scenarios for this. So one, I went hunting with one of my close friends. We built a blind out in a field. I ended up bringing this out to run a heater when we brought his kids along hunting with us. It gets super cold out, and this thing worked awesome. It ran a 1500 watt space heater for multiple hours over many days. The thing that sucked was I had to bring it in and out with me, and carrying a 50-pound power station was not the funnest. Having a solar panel mounted to the outside of his hunting blind would have been perfect, because I could have just left this out in the field and the solar panels would have charged up the power station during the day. But I can't do that because the battery actually gets way too cold. And this also applies to people that live in an off-grid cabin somewhere remote and they want to leave this in the cabin because it is running it. They also don't want to heat the cabin all the time because that wastes a lot of energy. Next up is having a 12-volt outlet here that actually goes higher than 10 amps. So having a 12-volt outlet that goes up to 20 amps would be perfect. I know a lot of people use diesel heaters in their camper vans or when they're camping during the winter. I actually have a diesel heater in my garage, and I have an inverter that converts the power from 120 volt down to 12 volt. So that is another option. You could plug it in here, but then you're carrying around that power bar and it's just kind of bulky and irritating. Being able to plug right into here for a diesel heater would be perfect. Last but not least, I think Bluetti should do an update to their app. I know this isn't related exactly to this power station model, but their app is lagging a little bit when it comes to their competitors, and I think doing an upgrade there would really benefit and make people want to buy their power stations more. Everyone that I know has a power station is always using Bluetooth to manage it, so making that investment would definitely be worthwhile. This power station is actually on sale right now for $800 US or $1,200 Canadian. This is such a good time to buy one of these. I will link it below in the description and put any discount codes down there as well to get you guys a little bit more money off. But I would definitely recommend this power station. And to top it off, it actually comes with a 5-year warranty. If you guys have any questions about Bluetti Elite 200 V2 power station, be sure to leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.